Oh,
I just hit it. Don't rush.
Flippin' Fantastic Podcast. This is going to be episode 57. I'm Alicia the Inked Picker.
And I'm Mo87 official. We're back. It was my
Woo!
fault we're gone.
We're not having
Life.
drama, guys. Don't go
No.
making up stuff.
No. And I'll say it. My sister passed away a couple weeks ago. She actually passed away on Valentine's Day. Um she had metastatic breast cancer. It was pretty aggressive, and she fought for 3.5 years, and that was, I'm still like completely raw, but I gotta get out of my own head because I could stay in bed forever.
Right.
So,
It gets like that. Dealing with
yes,
that kind of stuff, it's hard.
yeah, it's my parents are still alive. It's hard to watch them, and she's an identical twin, so that's rough right there. So, yeah, but I gotta move on. I mean, not move on. You know what I mean? I gotta
Yeah.
get my, because I'll be, I won't get out of bed. I have to get out. I have to get up and do stuff. I'm
Right.
like, okay, we're recording this week. I gotta do it.
Woo! So we're back, guys. I didn't know when we'd be
Yeah.
back. I was just like, I'll just chill. I'll just chill and do my thing. And then actually, I was on Shane Soda City Flips Live last night, and he actually asked about the podcast, and I said that, we were on a break for a little bit. And then literally right after that, Mo messaged me, and I was like, yay, we're gonna have an episode this week.
Yep.
So we got plenty to talk about. But first, I gotta ask, our last episode was episode 56. It was alive. And I remember that day you said you were gonna go to this estate sale and you found, what'd you find? Do you remember?
My mind is mush. What
Was
did
it
I
Calphalon?
find?
Was it Calphalon pans? Or some Salad Master or
Salad
something?
Master. Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, they're not listed, but I paid. Um, yeah, I went to that. It had just started, so I left like right after. I didn't even get there right when it started.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was Friday. It started at 2. I think I got there about 2:30, and there was still a ton of stuff. I got those. I got some other stuff too that, oh, I got some purses. I got some like um Kipling purses. Like they're like practically brand new. Like this lady
Uh-huh.
did not use them. But the Salamaster are like vintage. Um because there are, like, I was looking at, I just looked it up. I was like, is this the kind that Kayla homeschooling picker always finds? She's
Mm-hmm.
always looking for it. And it was, and they had a whole complete, like, I mean, not complete, but they had tons. Like, I got a bunch of different pots and pans. So I paid $40 for everything that I bought, and I bought other stuff, which eludes me right now. I know I bought
Mm-hmm.
purses. I think I bought a pair of LB duck boots. Yeah. And those
Okay.
pots. Those pots, I was like, I think I paid like $20 for them. I paid less than $20 for them all together. A couple of the big ones were priced at like $6, but anyway, if you look up Salad Master, I didn't look up each individual pan. I just looked up to make sure that's the one was the right
Right.
one. And when you look them up, at least when I did, I was so excited. I like, they have like 100% sell through rate. Like,
Mm.
I didn't look up each individual one, but they seem to sell pretty well and pretty fast. Yeah, so I got that stuff. It's not listed. Someday. It was actually in my car for days. I was
Uh-huh.
uh unfortunately, my sister was in the hospital for a few days, and it was like rattling around in the back of my car. Um but yeah, it's sitting in my living room right now. I didn't even take it to the basement. Um but yeah, I was excited about that. They had another estate sale this, like, Saturday and Sunday.
Mhm.
I didn't go. I was thinking, I was like, maybe I'll get myself up on Saturday and go. Her memorial service was Sunday. I didn't get myself up.
Aw.
I was like, it's okay. I got enough stuff. The funny thing is too is she was in the hospital for like 3 days. I did not sell anything for that 3 days, and then like started selling stuff. And today's the only day since she passed that I haven't sold something, and I haven't listed anything since the beginning of the month. So
Right.
yeah, I'm like, okay. I mean, not I'm not selling like big stuff, but I've sold at least one thing every day. It's weird,
Mhm.
except for today.
Well, this weekend was Planes to Profit. We've been waiting.
Yes, yes.
We get to talk
Yeah, I
about
want to hear
it.
all about it because I was looking and at posts and stuff about it
Mhm.
because I've been lurking, but not really posting. And every once in a while I'll scroll and look, but I didn't read too much about it because I was like, well, we'll go on and I'll get Alicia to tell me all about it.
Oh, I'm gonna talk. Prepare,
Yeah.
guys. Um, well, so the thing, well, us organizers wanted to be there on Thursday.
Mhm.
That Thursday, I was so the previous weekend I had gotten sick. I
Mhm.
had like my husband had gotten sick and then I got it, but I was feeling fine. And all of a sudden I started getting fever, awful chills. Like I was supposed to be live over on Roman Anytime Picker. I was supposed to be live on
Mhm.
his show 2 Saturdays ago, and it was like 4 o'clock, and I didn't go live till I think 8 o'clock my time or something like that. I texted him,
Mhm.
I'm like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I need to reschedule. Like, I'm getting sick."
Yeah.
And that night was awful. Like, I kept waking up, fever, nausea, all kinds of stuff. So we canceled. But anyways, so I was recovering from that. Anything now is just it's weird, like allergy. I don't know if it's allergies or what, but I have some sinusy stuff going on
You get
now.
like some sinusitis
Right.
afterward.
So
It lingers after I've been sick. It lingers,
right.
yeah.
And it's weird because I don't get sick very often, so it's kind of
Mhm.
weird. But anyways, then fast forward to that next Thursday. I wake up early. There's that one estate sale company called Wombat Joseph. They haven't had a sale at all this year until that Thursday morning. I'm like, I'm gonna get up and hit that sale. Then I'm gonna get ready and go to Omaha. I get up and I go to the sale. I found some cool stuff. Got to record and it was cool. I get home, I turn off my car, park in my garage, and I fell asleep in my car because I was just like all cozy. My car was all warm. So I fell asleep in the driver's seat of my car in my garage with the car off, guys. The garage door was closed. I just chilled out in there. I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep. So I did. And I woke up and then I was like, huh, I wonder how comfortable my back seat is. So I jumped to the back seat and I lay down, ended up falling asleep for another hour in the back seat. So I was like curious. I'm like, oh, if I have to sleep in my car, like how comfortable is it? So I did. And then I got up again and I was still tired. I don't know. I forgot what my sleep schedule was like that week, but that day I was so tired. I get up and I go upstairs to my bed and I fell asleep some more. And I wake up literally like I wanted to be leaving for Omaha by 2 o'clock because I could check in by 3, and it takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to get there. I got up like at 1 o'clock and I'm like, oh crap, I need to get ready for Omaha. So I started packing. I had it packed because I had been sick and like I was
Mhm.
struggling to keep up with eBay stuff. I had it
Yeah.
packed, so I packed and got everything ready. Um, Went to Omaha, got to the hotel before anybody else, as far as I know. So I just sat there and watched TV. I watched cable TV. We don't have cable. Like, I don't think my husband and I have ever had cable, except for when we got it for free for one time from our internet company
Yeah.
or whatever. So I sat there and
Gen
watched
Z.
cable. I forgot what I was watching. Like, I was watching, like, The Office or something.
Mhm.
And I was just like, I was getting bored. And I'm like, I put a message. I'm like, where is everybody? And Grandma and Pops were there. So I went and said hi to them. We all uh you could, if you got the Hilton app, you could actually choose what floor you were on. You could actually choose your room. So a
Cool.
bunch of us like chose rooms and we ended up getting the same floor as a few people. And so I went and saw Grandpops and we were chilling out, and I think what was it that Thursday night? And a lot of other people ended up showing up on Thursday, which Usually for reselling events, like the night before, usually people get together. The early birds get
Mm-hmm.
together and go do stuff.
Yeah.
So we got a reservation at, it was called the Mattress Factory, but on the outside it said the Mat, like the MATT. And
Yeah.
so we all met up there. I don't know how many of us, probably like 20 of us. And we went and ate. And Connor was supposed to meet me in Omaha after he got off work. That day, something happened at work where he had to work like a ton of overtime and like he didn't
Hmm.
get lunch and like stuff like that. And it was all busy. He ended up showing up at the restaurant before we ordered food and stuff. So he showed up. Um, what else? We ate. And then after we were done, it was so funny because Amy, Beachfire Pete, and her partner Matt was there.
Mm-hmm.
He saw the mats that said the mat and he bought one. I was like, that's so fitting for him. That's great. That food was good. I got pulled pork mac and cheese. It was amazing. It was so
Yum.
good. Um
Was it at one point an actual mattress factory?
I think so. I think that's why they
Yeah.
call it
Okay.
that.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think
that makes sense.
Grandma
I
and
was just
Pop
making
said
sure.
their daughter had their wedding party, something with a wedding
Oh,
there.
okay.
It was
Yeah.
actually pretty nice because at first when I
Hmm.
heard the mattress factory, I'm like, huh? It was actually pretty good. So props to them. That was pretty good. Next morning, oh, later that night, um, the shuttle from the hotel, as long as it's within like 4 miles of the hotel, it'll drop you off and pick you up. So a bunch
Oh,
of us
okay.
took the
Cool.
shuttle. We had just
Hmm.
got back, and Connor and I went to go do something. I forgot. He wanted like snacks or something, and they had a little snack area in the lobby. And we walked down there, and I look at the check-in desk, and I saw John resell rabbit. I'm like, oh, that's him. So I walk up. I'm like, well, I saw his face, like the side of his face. I'm like, that looks like
Yeah.
Resale Rabbit. And I walk up and I know it's him. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And he sees me and I'm like, hi, I'm Alicia Picker. And I'm like, it's nice to meet you. And um, he was just talking and he's like, oh, what is there to eat around here? He's like, I haven't eaten since earlier this morning. At first I was like starstruck. So I'm like, I've been watching this guy for years. Like before I even,
Yeah.
like I was like 18 or 19 when I started watching him. Like
Hmm.
before I even thought about reselling. Anyway, so it was cool. And then he ended up going off to, I thought he went to go find food, but turns out he just went to bed. But if I would have known, I watched his video because he already posted part one of the whole thing. I'm assuming part two will be out by the time our episode here is out.
Yeah.
But he had said that he was hungry and he didn't really have a ride. I'm like, man, if I would have known all that, like I would have went and got him from the airport, or like if he wanted food that bad, I would have taken my car and
Yeah.
take him to get food or something.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was it. Next morning, since we booked up so many rooms, the hotel gave us vouchers for breakfast. Otherwise, it was going to be $18 for breakfast, which this breakfast was not $18 worthy, in my opinion. It was okay.
Where
Like, it
where
was
where where'd you say?
the double tree.
Oh, okay.
So they got the warm cookies, which a lot of people don't know about, I guess. I only knew because my mom talked about it because when she worked for the state, they would send her to Omaha for training
Okay.
and they'd stay
Yeah.
at the double tree.
I don't think I've been in
Whether or
a
not
double
this was the
tree.
same one, I'm not sure. It could have
Hmm.
been the same one because it has all kinds of conference rooms. But what else? That morning we ate, and the only festivities that day was the thrift bus. So
Party bus.
us organizers, we'd sit at this table in the lobby. We'd check people in. We had bingo cards that Happy and Grumpy Picker made, and it was all kinds of things like someone that sells on Mercari, someone that sells on Poshmark, someone that sells on Dibdit, which I signed that one like on everybody's
Hmm.
card.
Yeah.
Someone that's a YouTuber. It was basically to get people acclimated to each other, and you turn it in, you'd get a prize or get eligible for a prize. We did
Right.
that, and then all of a sudden, like the thrift bus was coming up soon. And it's like 11 o'clock, 11:30. And I think it was Corey. I'm like, we should order some lunch. I was like, because we're not gonna be able to eat, and we're checking people in, you know.
Hmm.
And so I'm like, oh, let's order Jimmy John's. So I sit there on my phone. I end up ordering Jimmy John's for me, Connor, Grandma Pops, their daughter, and then Steve and Donna over at Happy Heart Treasures were there too. So we ended up ordering, I think it was 6 sandwiches because Steve and Donna shared one.
Hmm.
And the app said it would delivery time is taking a little bit longer than usual. I'm like, oh, that's fine. Usually Jimmy John's is like 30 minutes tops to deliver to you. I was like, oh,
Right.
maybe it just means it'll take 40 to 45 minutes. I'm not worried.
Hmm.
All of a sudden, the thrift bus, it's getting closer and closer. I'm like, the Jimmy John still isn't here. What's going on? I call. I call Jimmy John's, and I'm like, hey, I ordered a while ago. And they're like, oh, what order? And I was like, over at the DoubleTree, it's like 6 sandwiches. And the guy on the phone starts giving me an attitude, even though the app notified me like 15 minutes prior that it was on the way and it still hadn't
Right.
arrived. He's
Yeah.
like, oh, well, the order hasn't even left the store yet. Like, we're still waiting for bread to come out of the oven, blah, blah, blah. Like, he starts just going off. I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, if it's not going to be here or if it's not done, like, we can just cancel the order. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, we have a bus coming at 1 and like, we need to be on it. So like, if the order's not going to be here, we don't want it.
Right.
And then he's like, he hands the phone to the lady. She starts talking. She's like, hey, I'm your driver. She's like, I'll be there in a couple minutes. Just hold on. I got you.
Hmm.
They show up with the sandwiches. And like, literally as the bus arrived, I was walking down with half of my sandwich, still eating it because like, that's how much time we had. We didn't have like any time. It was stressful.
Hmm.
The party bus was awesome.
That's so
Even like
cool.
the bottom, the driver. Well, okay, before we even get to that part, the driver's like this short Mexican dude. He's even shorter than me. Keep in mind, I'm 5'5", so I'm pretty short. This guy was shorter
Yeah.
than me. He like walks back, checks out the bus. There's 2 poles in the bus. He gets to the one towards the back, and like me, Corey, and Teresa, and everyone else are towards the back. And this guy jumps on the pole and like wraps his arms and legs around it, slides down. It was so funny. I didn't get it on video, and
Oh,
somebody got
that
like
was my next question. I was like, who got it on video?
and it was so funny. And but yeah, so there was storage underneath the bus, so that was cool for when people picked. Like a lot of people brought their IKEA bags, which was cool. I brought like my eBay bags, so I knew it would be different than everyone else's, so that way bags don't get confused. But
Right.
yeah, people would thrift and throw their crap under the bus for the most part, and it was really fun actually. Emily, Crazy and Flippin' mom, she's a local to Omaha or Council Bluffs area. She got control of the sound system in the bus, and the first song she played was "Thrift Shop" by Macklemore, which I thought was fitting. So we're all partying in his party
Yep.
bus to thrift shop. That was fun. There's gonna be a lot of clips of that coming out. A lot of videos. A lot of people were recording.
Yeah.
After we get back from that, it was time for dinner. So we went to. We ended up the way we scheduled it was to have a lot of gaps because when we've been to events like Vegas or Cincinnati, you barely have time to like just sit down and relax. So we made the schedule
Right.
very loose, but we
Yeah.
ended up still not having time to sit down and relax. Us organizers, and then same with like
Yeah.
people that were attending. Like there's just so much going on, they just didn't have time to sit down and relax in their rooms.
That's cool. It sounds like they're busy and having fun, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this other dinner we also impromptu planned. We found a place that would take 40 of us on a reservation just a couple hours prior. So we went to, I forgot what it was called. It was somewhere in downtown, Old Market, Omaha. It was good. I can't really comment much. The food was good. I had some drinks, and I didn't realize the alcoholic drinks were $10 a piece. I got the bill. I'm like, whoo! I didn't even look at the prices on the menu. I was just like, oh. Anyways, it's whatever. It's whatever. And then
Yeah.
the next morning, we get up, and that was the day of the breakout session. I'm trying to remember everything. I don't want to forget something. I know I'm going to forget something, and somebody's going to be in the comments like, "Oh, you forgot about this."
That's okay. You can talk about it. You can talk about it next time, too.
And then that morning, we had the breakout session. Well, it started at 1. We had that room from like 1 to 4.
Mm-hmm.
But that morning, Happy Heart Treasures wanted to go hit this thrift store. So it was me, Jessica and Zena resell the ride, and then Steve and Dawn at Happy Heart Treasures. We went and hit some thrift stores. And I was supposed to be back a little bit earlier to be there a little bit earlier for the breakout session to like help. I helped
Mhm.
set up tables, but we ended up not getting back to like right before. So I like ran to the room, changed my clothes real quick, made sure I was put together a little bit, and then we like went straight to the breakout session. Um, which I have footage of a lot of this. Well, like a lot of the picking. And that was fun, the whole breakout session. So we had some speakers, we did a bunch of giveaways. I had to do some public speaking, which I'm not super keen on, but I feel, of course, actually after doing it, I feel a little more comfortable with it. It's just I struggle
Yeah.
with that.
Hmm.
And then that night we had dinner at Spaghetti Works. That was actually planned. And after that, we all hung out in the hotel. There's another little thing that happened in there, but I don't want to talk about it yet because I'm waiting for this person to release it in their video. But
Okay.
it's relating to Resell to Ride. But
So
yeah,
hurry up.
there's a fun little thing we did in between there. Anyways, we get back to the hotel.
She needs to get it out.
Yeah, I think she's gonna post it here soon. So probably by
Okay,
the time
good.
you guys see this, so next
Because
week
now
we
I
can talk
need
about
to
it.
know.
And we get back to the hotel and everybody like went to bed super early, but also the little bar area in the hotel closed pretty early. It's usually like around 9:30. And everyone hung out. It was around 10:30, 11. People started going up to bed. And I wasn't ready to sleep yet. So Steve and Donna, me, Resell to Ride, Lilac Seller, Meg, and I think it's like Lucky Duck. It was a lady that's local to Omaha. I hadn't met her yet.
Hmm.
We went on a geocache. You know what geocaching is?
Yes, I saw that mentioned somewhere
Mm.
when I was like lurking
Steve and
every
Donna
once in a
are
while.
like
Yeah, that's
professional
fun. I like doing that.
geocachers.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
they run an event. They've made
Haven't done it.
geocaches.
Yeah, haven't done it in a long time actually, but we've done it. Yeah,
Yeah, and I told them like
that's
I was
cool.
like, "Oh, I'm going to re-download the app and log in." My last geocache
Hmm.
was like this was before I even met Connors the last time I went geocaching. So it's
Yeah,
been
I
at
can't remember the
least
last.
7
I don't have
years.
I don't have my phone, but I haven't done it in a long time. I haven't done it since I have this phone,
Uh-huh.
which is at least a year because well, yeah, a year because I don't have it downloaded on there. But yeah, there there's one that we could never find near our house, and we think it just got like grown, like it's like kind of out, you know. We
Uh-huh.
think it got grown over. It was our mission to try and find this. My son wanted to try and find it. We could never
Uh-huh.
find it.
Oh, but yeah, geocaching is super fun. I used to do it a
Hmm.
lot when I was younger, like in high school, because of course you could. It was free. Like it's something you can
Yeah,
do for free.
it's something cool.
Um, so we did that, and then Steve and Donna decided to go to bed. I think Resell Red decided to go to bed, and I was still up with Meg and oh, I forgot her name. I feel bad, but she goes by Lucky Duck or something like that, and she's from Omaha. They're like, oh, we went to the front desk, and Meg asked about bars that are open. I'm not a bar person. Bars make me anxious. Drunk people make me anxious. I don't like to be around intoxicated people. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure how I feel about it. But I'm like, whatever. We're going to try it. Worst things come to worst. I can leave and come back. We find this bar. You walk in. It's a speakeasy. So you walk in. It looks like a little liquor store.
Yeah, and then you
But
go and like the
you tell
secret.
them, yeah, she's like the
Uh-huh.
lady at the front's like, what can I help you with? And you go,
Hmm.
I'm here to go to the speakeasy. And there's this door with alcohol on it, like a shelf, and it opens
Yeah,
and it goes to the back. It's so cool.
secret passage. Yeah,
And it's
that's awesome.
and it's Alice in Wonderland themed. So the menu
Oh,
is like
cool.
a book. And like it's all mystical looking. And the
Yeah.
drinks, some of them had like a fire symbol next to it, or like some drinks had like a little bit of a twist to them. So the one I got
Hmm.
was one that they like set on fire, and it was like some
Ooh.
pineapple Tito's something or other.
Yeah.
And it was so fun. And we hung out there for like maybe an hour. And I had one drink and it was good. Um it was really cool. I'm like, this is like the like best bar I've ever been to. Like the vibes were good. People weren't like being rowdy. People were
Low
just
key. Yeah.
yeah, people were
Uh-huh.
just
Yeah.
chilling. I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, this is good. Um so yeah, that's how I spent the last night. Oh, in between all this. So Connor showed up Thursday night. Friday. Was it Friday? He was there on Friday. He ended up working from the hotel. We also brought our dog. So he worked from the hotel room. while we were there. And then
Hmm.
Saturday morning, he ended up getting sick. So he actually left and came back to Lincoln. So
Oh,
Saturday
did he get
night,
what you had?
no, he had like a stomach bug. Like he was not doing well.
There, there is one going around here, and we
And
were
it's
all
weird because I was
like that. It's
fine.
like the norovirus is going around here, and like I, we're at my sister's. Uh, we had my sister's memorial on Sunday,
Hmm.
and we're all like, "Oh God, we're all gonna be sick on Monday," but we didn't get it. I was like, "Well, if we were gonna get it there, we'd already have it because that thing goes. It's
Right.
fast. It's a fast turnover." But yeah, well, I know it's going around here. You're far away, but it's probably going around everywhere.
Yeah, I don't
That's the
know because
worst.
I didn't get sick, but
Yeah.
I know like with my husband, if he gets like lack of sleep, he gets
Oh,
like
it makes him
physically
ill.
ill.
Yeah.
And like I can run on low sleep, I just feel like crap, but I don't get
Yeah.
physically sick. But he does
Yeah.
for some reason. So I think is maybe something to do with that. Maybe he just wasn't sleeping well. I
I
don't
get
know. But
real,
anyways,
real crabby and miserable.
me too. But I don't
Like
start throwing up, you know.
I'm a giant bee, but yeah.
So that Saturday night, I ended up staying by myself in the hotel for the first time in my life. I've never been alone in a hotel room sleeping. So my guard is up. Like every little noise I hear, I wake up
Oh
and I'm
no.
like, and I was like, shoot, I forgot to put the thing on the door, like the lock
Yeah.
thing. Like the
Uh-huh.
door obviously locks, but like it had the extra lock thing. I'm like,
Yeah, it
crap,
has
I
that
forgot
like
to put it
bar
up.
thing or whatever. Yeah.
Right. And I was like, I'm too tired to get up. So I just listened and everything was good. Woke up that morning. I actually ordered some Casey's pizza for Amy and Matt to try before they
Uh-huh.
left. They weren't leaving till like 2 o'clock that day, and got them that. Um, and then everyone says their goodbyes. I start to get sad because I love these events and just the good vibes going on. And then all of a sudden, it's
Yeah.
like you're alone again, and it's like kind of depressing. But Resell the Ride is still there, and we went to the bins for a second time, recorded and stuff. We found a bunch of stuff. Yeah, and then after that, went home. And as far as I know, everyone that went on that trip got home safely, and it was an awesome time.
That's
We didn't
awesome.
quite sell out, but yeah, it was a great experience, and honestly, I couldn't really have asked for much else to go better for our first event.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. Hopefully next time
Woo!
I will be there.
That would be awesome.
I told you I was like I can't go anywhere right now and what's the call?
Right.
Obviously the right one. I knew I wasn't going anywhere until, you know.
Right.
But yeah, that's awesome. I'm so glad that was fun. And yeah, I like I mean, if I wasn't busy with like relatives and stuff, I was like, you know, dead to the world, sleeping. And
Mm-hmm.
but every once in a while I'd like pull my phone out and like check and I'd like read I didn't read everything. I just read a couple things. I'm like, "Oh, they're
Uh-huh.
having fun."
It was
So,
so
yes, that's
fun.
cool.
Like, so I'm trying to think of who was all there. Of course, Amy and Matt, Resell to Ride,
Mhm.
Steve and Donna at Happy Heart Treasures. Resell to Ride is Jess and Xena, for you guys that don't know. They have an awesome
Mhm.
channel. Same with Happy Heart.
Yes, very good channel. Yep.
Resell Rabbit I met, which was super cool because
Mhm.
I think he had the most subscribers out of like everybody there. He's got a lot of subscribers on YouTube.
Mhm.
And Meg Lilac Seller, and who else did I meet that was new? I'm awful with names until I've seen you a few times. There was a different couple from Arkansas. I don't think they have a channel, but they were really nice to meet. Um, hmm. I'm trying to remember who else. I all of a sudden can't remember. But we have a picture with everybody that showed up. It was really cool to like see how many people were there. Like
Mhm.
it was crazy to be like the result of us planning this result in all these people being
Yeah,
here.
that's so cool. How's the weather?
It was actually really nice, and it's crazy
That's
because
cool.
actually right now it is windy and snowing right now. So like it
Oh,
was
wow.
nice just for the weekend, and now it's like back to crappy weather. So
Yeah. We had we've had some nice we had it was nice. It was chilly this weekend, but it wasn't super chilly,
hmm.
but it was sunny. And earlier today was sunny and it was like 60 something out today. And I'm like, this morning I knew I was going to my parents for a little while, and I was like, I'm gonna get my I'm gonna get myself up and I'm gonna walk because I was doing good before. And I didn't get myself up to walk. I was like, well, maybe when I get to my parents, my mom and I'll go for a little walk. She can't walk far, but and then it started to rain. And then by midweek, by like tomorrow or Thursday, it's going to be cold again. So I guess we're getting what you have. Like we're supposed to have like storms tomorrow. Like we're going to have like thunderstorms and wind and everything.
You're probably getting like the weather we're getting now, but as it
Yes. Uh-huh.
progresses.
Yep. So, yeah. Well, that's nice that you had nice weather.
Yeah. And then
That's always a plus.
today I was supposed to have an appointment and I thought it was at 1 and apparently it was at 10:30 a.m. and I completely forgot. And it didn't happen and I felt awful. So I like got up and went sourcing. I was taking my little time and I was like, "Oh, it's almost 1 o'clock." And I get there and they're like, "Your appointment was at 10:30." I'm like, "I've never done that. I've never like completely missed an appointment like that before." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I feel awful." So, I went and
It
did
happens.
that
I've
and
I've never missed one either, but I have twice now shown up every 6 months to the dentist. Twice showed up the day before. Like I put it in the
oh no.
in the wrong day on my calendar. They're like, "Do you get our text?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know what my problem is."
and then
Sorry.
and
Good
then
thing it's around the
I
corner.
and then I pick up lunch for Connor next. He's hungry and I'm hungry. I'm like, screw it, I'll get food on the way home. And then I sit down and eat. All of a sudden I get a text from Donna at Happy Heart Treasures. If you guys don't know, they live like literally 2 minutes away from me. Like my driveway to their driveway is like 2 minutes. She's like,
Hmm.
"Hey, I just pulled out a bunch of glass. Do you want to come over?" And I was like, "Sure." So I go over there and I spend a couple hours going through glass with them and I bought
Hmm.
4 boxes of glass. So I
Oh
have it
my
sitting here
goodness.
because my death pile is pretty much gone. I just have a few things left behind me that need washed from the bins,
Hmm.
but I listed a lot of what I brought home
Yes,
last
I don't
night.
think we did we? I You have to remind me. Did we talk about that? Or did you get rid of your death pile in the after our last recording? I can't
I can't
remember. Or
remember,
was before? I
but
can't remember
my
either.
death pile was pretty much gone. And
Yeah.
it was until this weekend because I came home from multiple sourcing trips in Omaha. And then I was like, I'm running out of stuff. And I told Steve and Don, I'm like, if you guys have anything, like, because they're going to do a dollar sale here in March. They have a bunch of bins of stuff. They're going to have
Yeah.
a garage sale where everything's $1. And I was telling them, like, do you guys have anything? Like, anything I could take that, you know. So I went over there and packed up 4 boxes of glass. And I'll be working on listing that probably tonight because I haven't felt like you come home from these events super inspired and it's really nice. So I'm like, I'm gonna edit all this footage. I'm gonna list all these things and I'm gonna do good at packing and all this. And yeah, it's pretty much been it. It's like yesterday I went live forever. I went
Mhm.
live. I did a packing live. Then I did a live with Shane for a couple hours
Uh-huh.
on his channel. And then I went live again at night and did a listing live for a few hours. And I was also
I
like,
am
oh,
very
good.
angry at YouTube because I I I all I did yesterday, I was so exhausted. I just laid in bed all day. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I got up and walked around and went downstairs and ate something, but I laid around, I had TV on just to have noise, and I played video games and I had my phone. It did not give me any notification that you went live. I don't like I know
Hmm.
I definitely like it, and I have you on, like I have certain people on for all notifications. Now I
Right.
know when people plan lives, I know people plan lives and it says turn notification on and I'll do that. But I don't know why it chooses not to. Because I did not know that you went live until I saw you like post about being on live.
Right.
And I didn't know, yeah. So
I don't know.
because
It
I
seems
was
to
sitting
work
around all day,
sometimes.
I would have turned it on.
But anyways, I'm trying to get the watch hours
Stupid
up
YouTube. Yeah.
because
Hmm.
Right. I'm at the first like soft monetization is once you get the 500 subscribers, you need 3,000 public watch hours of any long form content,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not there yet. And I'm like, well, shoot, once I get to 1,000, I need 4,000 watch hours. I'm like, I need to get on it because right now my lines are not quite the same. I need more watch hours.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, if I do a live and make sure to post the live, which I found out I had 3 different lives that were still privated. So I posted all 3 yesterday. So I was hoping to get the numbers
Oh,
up.
okay. Yeah. Okay.
So that way,
Well,
once I get to a
I haven't
thousand, I
watched.
hopefully get there. But
I will put you on and watch everything that I've missed in the last like two
woo!
weeks because I haven't watched any of it. Does
Mm,
it? Here's a question. Does it matter what IP? Does it like if I watch you like on
mm-hmm.
mine and then maybe like when I'm doing something else, I go in uh our uh under our thing and
Right.
put you on. Does it my question is, does YouTube count that, or is it
I
like, oh, it's the
don't
same IP?
know. I don't know.
Because I'll
Good
do
question.
it. Because I'll
If
do
someone
it.
can
I'll put it
answer that,
on. Yeah, if somebody knows, I'm just wondering, you know, because like I'll go under, Flippin and just put your whole playlist on
mm-hmm.
and let it go run through. But I don't know if like because I've already watched
I
it, like does it count if I watch your stuff twice? Do you know what I mean? That's the other thing. Like
I don't
if I
know.
just put it on
I
mine
assume if you
again
put it
and
on
watch them all.
repeat, it would count. Oh, but I don't
Yeah.
know.
These
I'm
are
checking
things I
if we
don't
have
know.
comments from our live. I
So
don't know if we do.
yeah.
We have 0
I don't
comments
know.
from our live, by the way.
Boo. Um
Boo.
well, we had
I'm
live
kidding.
comments, so we had
Yeah, we
fun. That
did.
was a fun live. That was really fun.
Yes, we need
Glad
to do that again.
that yeah, that was fun. Um but yeah, if anybody has answers to my questions, let me know. I would like to know. I'm just curious. If it has some sort of like, oh, this IP's already watched everything, we're not counting it.
Yeah, I don't know. Good question. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know why it would. It should count because if you're watching it, you're going, I'm either like I pay for YouTube Premium or I'm watching the commercials, so it should count. You know?
Hmm. Um, what else? I'm trying to think what else has happened in the past couple weeks.
Excuse me.
I'm working on content and I for sure want to. Oh, I also posted, I don't know if you saw it, Mo, a video called The ABCs of Reselling while I was there at the event.
I saw it. I did open my YouTube and I saw it in there, but I
Uh
haven't
huh.
watched it yet. Yeah,
I
I
went
haven't
around
watched
to
anybody's stuff yet.
everybody. Well, we were all in the lobby. Not everybody at the event was there, but a lot of people. I'm like,
Hmm.
oh, this is about as many people as there is in the alphabet. I don't know. My brain works that way. I was like, oh, I should do a ABCs of reselling. Just go up to everybody, make them say a word
That's
that
so
goes with
cool.
the
Yeah.
letter.
Uh
So
huh.
I did it, and I was the last letter. I did Z, but yeah, it was really cool, and
Oh,
a lot of people
cool.
seem to like it. It's a
I
different
gotta watch it.
video.
Yeah.
That's my latest video, but
Yeah, I did see it in my because it was at the top of my thing, but I didn't watch anything yet. I haven't watched any YouTube in like 2 weeks.
What else? I'm trying to think of what else like content wise has happened or sales wise. Sales are pretty decent. Of course, they were pretty dead when I was at Planes to Profit. Although one of my days was
Yeah.
like a $500 sales day, which is a lot for me.
Did you
So
put on vacation or did you just
I
because you
did
left on Thursday?
for yeah, I did for
Did
Thursday
you
and
have did
Friday,
you have
and
to?
like
Okay.
I think Friday night I turned it off just because I'm like, if there's any sales, I'm shipping on. I told myself I was gonna ship on Monday. Yesterday, I didn't. I ended up packing stuff yesterday and shipping out today. But yeah.
Yeah,
I got
I
really
was wondering.
distracted when I got home. Oh, I also sold the last of those Mystery Science Theater 3000 things, those little figures. I had three of them that I bought.
Oh,
I sold
okay,
all
yeah.
three, and I ended up making I think
Cool.
around $200 on that whole buy, and I spent what
Nice.
$32, $36.
Yeah, because we talked about that, right? Because I remember
Mm-hmm.
I said I was in the fan club when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. I- yeah, like I said, you know, for whatever luck, I did not send um I did not sell anything for a couple days
Uh-huh.
while I wasn't home. I was either at hospital or at my parents' house with them because I had to bring them home and back and forth a couple times. And then like boom, stuff started selling. Just one or two things here and there. But I sold some stuff that's been hanging around for a while.
That's good.
Sold some old coasters. Um, did I mention this few a few weeks back? My aunt was telling me, she was like, she had asked me, what have you been selling lately? And it says, because I sold a lot of wood stuff one week. And she's like, oh, natural like wood, like not painted, natural wood things are back in for
Mm-hmm.
decor and everything. And and I have a lot of like very 60s, 70s wood things I'll pick up. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll pick up stuff, but anyway, I sold some wood coasters. I sold stuffed animal. I sold a couple religious things. And I finally, oh, that was the one thing. So these darn vans, I know we talked about them.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a pair of vans my son had. He got them, he wore them like maybe once or twice,
Right.
but they were too small. By the time he got them, it was like, these are too small. It's like foot grew overnight. And so I put them up, and I was getting I mean, I only had him up for because like new vans, especially his size, because he has huge foot, are like what like, and they're just the plain checkered ones, the white, black and white, and I mean like 40, $50, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
had him for like 24, and I said it so if anybody offered me 20, I'd take it. And people were like lowballing me 10, and they're like, can you do anything, can you lower the shipping? I'm like, the shipping is what it is. Like, they're 3 pounds, they're big shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And this one guy was like, sent me a note. I never even answered it because it was when all this was going on. He was like, well, I'll buy, like, and I kept countering like 20 because people were like super lowballing me, like
Mm-hmm.
half, like $10 they wanted. And I was like, no, because I know they'll sell, right? And this one guy's like, can you just can you can you sell them to me for this if the shipping's going to be like whatever it was, $10? And I had it at Ground Advantage. I didn't even have it with priority.
Mm-hmm.
And just stuff them in a priority box so it's less. I'm like, first of all, I didn't answer him, but I'm like, priority is more, number one. And number two, their size like 10 and a half, 11. Like, they're not gonna fit in like, oh, he wanted me to put them in a small priority box. I'm like, they
Oh
don't
my
fit in a
gosh.
small priority box. You dope. Like, these are, you're buying them, you should know what size they are. I
Oh my
was like,
gosh.
these things are like, anyway, I was like, I just ignored. After a while, it was I kept getting, and I was like, I know they'll sell for $20. Like, that's a steal. Like I told you, they're like, there's not a mark on them.
Mm-hmm.
And they sold. So finally, so I don't have to deal with crazy people. But I sold a couple old things that were sitting around too, which was good.
That is good.
Yeah. But I have done nothing to my store. I don't, I usually, um, I usually, uh, end and sell similar. Like, I haven't done that since. the beginning of the month.
Mm,
So anything that's I usually look, and if it's in, when you look at the whatever how much time's left or whatever, and it's like in the red because it's like a day or less, I'll just
hmm.
and then sell similar. But I haven't done that. I haven't listed anything. I am down. How many do I have? What do I have?
Of your listings.
Yeah, I'm way under 500. I'm at 457.
I
I was I
was
was back up at 500 at like the end of January.
I was under 1200 after this whole thing with with selling stuff while I was gone because I didn't list since like last Wednesday up until last
Mm-hmm.
night. Like once I got back, I started
Yeah.
listing, but um I'm at 1224 now. But after all the stuff I just bought from Steve and Donna and I list tonight, I'd probably be closer to 1300 when my max ever was like 1700, and that's like when I found out I was moving and I listed a bunch of stuff to try to sell it before I
Yeah.
moved.
Uh-huh.
That was the max, but I don't know if I'll ever have that many things again. I guess it's kind of good to not, but
I would like to be up there, so maybe I don't know. Maybe when I get back into it.
right.
I still have pictures on my phone. Like I can go list stuff right now.
There you go.
I just haven't, I had to
Oh,
get motivated, but
and we're at
get my stuff together.
825 subscribers. We're 175 away from 1,000.
You are?
Or I am. And
Yeah.
we are at 169 on Flippin'
Hmm.
Fantastic. I made sure to mention us a few times at the event, so we did get a few people from that. And I'll make sure to advertise it more too now that we're back. I'll make sure to post it everywhere. Like, hey guys, we're
Yeah.
back.
Yeah. Well,
We just need to
and
make drama so people start watching us. We
we're
we had a
breaking. Did
fight,
we
guys.
break up?
We had a
Yeah.
fight, and
I'll put a good um I'll get a good clickbait title going on.
Mo
Um
left the show and made us quit, and now she changed her mind and she's back. And we're gonna do that a few times to get the views.
yeah, exactly. The what was I gonna say? Oh, I do still, I have ready to go like shorts and you know what I mean? Like, but I never stuff
You need
just
to post
it kept
them.
piling on it. But now like I feel like it's my only problem now will be me,
Mm-hmm.
and my sadness and anxiety and whatever. Now it'll be me. But hopefully I get back in the swing because I was having fun with those at first, but life. But
Oh, today I
that's
made a
why I
Facebook.
am a part very part-time reseller. That's why I have been a very part-time reseller for the last 3 years.
Maybe one day you'll get way more into it, and maybe one day you'll pass me in stuff because I don't have a death pile. There's good and bad to having a death pile.
Yeah, I mean, I have plenty of stuff to list, and that's
Mm-hmm.
good. And I have over these last few years tried to get up there. It's just like something was always happening, It's just the way it is. So, and but yeah, so anyway.
What was I gonna say? Oh, today, excuse me, I had a thing I saw on Facebook Marketplace. It was some dollhouse furniture. What did it say on the
Mhm.
box? I'm trying to find the listing that I bought. Like, I'm trying to find the archive listing because it's new old stock and it's like
Mhm.
really old dollhouse furniture made in
Mhm.
England or something like
Oh,
that.
cool. Yeah.
And then I paid $50, but I saw a listing on eBay for like 3 of those packages that went for like
Mhm.
$150.
Wow.
But I have four
Dollhouse
or
stuff.
five. Yeah,
Dollhouse stuff and miniature stuff is really hot right now. I feel like that's like a big thing. Like I see it all everywhere.
right.
So that's a good buy. That's a good buy.
I'm trying to find the picture of
Congrats.
it, but we got that. And she also like threw in some extra little loose dollhouse stuff, so might make some money on that too. Like it didn't look that big in the picture. All of a sudden, she comes to her door when I get to this lady's house with a big box
Right.
full of dollhouse stuff. Um, so yeah, we got that also to list. So I think I'm gonna be working on listing tonight. I'm in the listing mood, especially with the next trip coming up is Vegas. In about 2 months, we'll be going to Vegas. So I need
Oh
to.
yeah, you're going to your
Yeah, and I just found
concert.
out. You're right. And my favorite band that's gonna be there, they're doing a pre-show the day before. So like within hours after we fly in,
Oh
they're doing a
wow.
concert the day before the festival. So
Uh-huh.
tomorrow tickets go on sale. I'm gonna try to get tickets for me, Connor, and my cousin,
Uh-huh.
so we can go to this. So I'm like really stoked to see my favorite band 2 days in a
Yeah,
row.
that's
So
awesome.
we're gonna try
Very
to do
cool.
that, and I'm gonna probably do a vlog on that, and put it on my channel, even though it's more of a
Uh-huh.
personal thing. I've thought
Eh,
about making just a personal channel for things like that, but I'm like,
you could
I'm just
just
gonna
I
post it
mean,
for people that want to enjoy
peop
it.
people don't have to watch it and you can make a playlist with like, you know,
Personal vlogs
um,
or whatever.
you know what I mean? People don't have to watch if they don't want to and they like I said, you can put it in a separate playlist for like, yeah, that stuff.
Hmm.
I like to watch some of depending, you know. But I
Hmm.
usually like to watch that stuff. I like to, especially if it's somebody that I watch all the time, I'm kind of
Right.
invested.
Right. I guess if I was doing more personal stuff a lot more often, I could justify a second channel, but I don't want to be one of those people with a million channels because it's enough work to do one.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so we'll do that, and probably not gonna have
Dave.
time to thrift in
Idiots, Dave.
Vegas. We're probably not gonna have time to thrift in Vegas. Like I barely have. We're gonna
Yeah.
fly in Friday afternoon. The
Hmm.
festival's Saturday, but if we go to this other thing, it's gonna be like we fly in, go to this concert, go to bed, go to this festival, go to bed, and that morning, like at 8 a.m., we leave back to home. So
Yeah.
there's not gonna be any time to thrift or to meet up with Carrie, American Arbitrage, or something like that. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be crazy, but I'm looking forward to that. And after that, we have
That's
like
fun.
nothing planned except for October. My one oldest cousin is finally getting married. So other than
Ooh.
that, it's pretty chill. I don't have any plans unless I decide to go to some reselling event, which I'd love to, but you just never know.
I when are you going to when's that concert? When do you go to Vegas?
Uh, I think exactly 2 months from now.
Oh, okay. I'm
It's
trying to
April 27th. It's a
oh,
Saturday.
okay. The spring break around here is always like Easter and it's
Mm-hmm.
that following it's the week, so Easter
Mm-hmm.
Sunday and then it's that week. It's always that way. And it's really early this year, but I got to talk my husband into do something. So we haven't done anything in a long
It's
time.
almost garage sale season.
Well, yeah, that too. That too. But which is why I've got to get my butt in gear and start, getting some stuff listed.
You guys can hire at my listing services if you if you house me and buy me Taco Bell. I've thought about doing that like a service, but I'm like, resellers are cheap. We don't want to pay for people to help do our thing. We'd rather just
For
sit on our
real.
pile of stuff.
I know,
I
for
wouldn't want to
real.
pay someone to help.
I
There's been times where I've wanted to, but
Yeah. I you know, if I can ever talk my grumpy 15-year-old into, you want to make some money? Like I could teach him way easier than I could teach my
right,
husband.
right.
He'd catch on way quicker. But he's in a mood, so constant. He's not in a mood for like a day, and then he's in a mood for a week. Uh, but yeah, so I don't know. I but I'm always telling him like if you want to make some money, you can help me out. And he's got stuff that for the last couple of years, he was in like now it's like now he needs to clean that stuff out. Like some of these toys that he doesn't play with. Like he's still got them.
Hmm.
Some of them are in the basement. He has some in his closet. And I know there's stuff he wants to keep. Like he was so in to cars and monster trucks when he was little, and he has like every monster truck. And he's like those are in his closet, stuff like that. But he's
Hmm.
got like other stuff. I'm like, you're not attached to this. You can get rid of it. We can sell it.
Right.
But like but now he's moody, which is when I think he would do it. Do you know what I mean? Because
Right.
he's out of that in between little kid, not really ready to part with your toys, but too old to play with them phase. And now he's just, I think I think between my sister and I think he might be having a growth spurt because he is a big, hot grouch right now. And he's usually a really even keeled kid.
I remember being a teenager and just
Mm,
being pissy all the time,
yeah.
going through
Yeah.
it.
Okay, I went and my other sister, we went to my parents' house. They've got tons of food that people brought over and sent. My sister
Right.
and I went and had lunch. And and I got out of bed, and my other sister, who's doing not so great, because I don't know if I mentioned. I think I mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it to you. I know I mentioned it to you, but I don't know. But they were identical twins, so this is
Right.
really hard for her. Anyway, so she's having a really tough time. Anyway, we went over there and had lunch and sat with my mom and talked. And then I was saying something to my dad about my son being grumpy, and my husband gets up really early and he has to get on the bus really early, my son, and he gets him up, and he was like the last couple days giving him a hard time. And my dad goes, "Oh, imagine that, somebody being grumpy in the morning," because there's none of us, my mom and me and my three sisters, none of which were morning people, but my dad was. And he'd want to sing and like get you to talk to him in the morning, and we were like,
Right.
"Shut up, old man." So yeah. But my husband's kind of a morning person too, so it's kind of annoying.
I am not.
I get it.
I'd
Nope,
wake up at
not
this
me.
hotel and I'm like, oh, I gotta go down there and eat breakfast. I'm like, oh, there's so I wasn't kind of like, I gotta socialize, but I was just like, I need a minute to just like wake up
Yeah,
and
that's how I am.
get my water
hmm
and just chill.
like I get up. I'll like even now, like, and when I haven't done, like I said, haven't done any eBay stuff, but I would get up when I was on top of it, and sometimes I'd like list stuff, or I'd do the end and sell similar, like kind of while I was waking up,
Hmm.
like sit in bed. And when I taught secondary, so I had to be there early because they go earlier in the elementary. But I would go. It was like against everything in me and the grain. I would go in like 30 minutes to almost an hour later, depending on what I had to get done.
Hmm.
But just to have that quiet time by myself, you know,
Hmm.
because it helped. But
Right.
yeah, I am not a morning person. I function much better later in the day.
Me staying up late at night to list and stuff.
hmm
I feel that.
That's what I like to do. Yep, I'll list it. Uh, take all my pictures and then list later. But yeah, I gotta
Um,
get. I think I'm gonna start doing my little to-do list thing again. That was working really well, and then I don't know, it fell apart.
right. I was doing that too, and I was also doing my
Yeah.
walks. Connor and I started doing walks around
Uh-huh.
the time that you said you were doing yours, and
Yeah,
we
I was
fell off
doing
of
them.
that after we both were sick because he had gotten sick and then got me sick that
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
So,
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah, that doesn't help. I know. I gotta get back to walking. I was doing so good, and then
hard to get back into it.
mm-hmm.
Trying to think what else. Guess I'm gonna do some washing, wash up some stuff I found at the bins, and get to listing tonight.
Nice.
Try to get
Nice.
some stuff listed, and then on Thursday we've got one estate sale as far as I know. But then that appointment I missed today, I rescheduled to Thursday morning, and there's an estate
Hmm.
sale. The estate sale's at 9. My appointment's at 9:30, and I'm like, shoot, like I'm about to miss
Uh,
this first hour and a half probably of this estate sale unless I
yeah.
reschedule. But this is kind of an appointment I should just get it over with. It's been kind of just it's been just back and forth. So
Hmm.
I need to just get it done, even if that sacrifices that estate sale.
Yeah,
Although I
I
don't see
know.
anything in the pictures I'm super interested in, so that makes me feel a little bit better, but I know there's the stuff I'm interested in is usually not the stuff that's in the photos.
I know. They don't like that's the one thing. It's like they don't there's one on Friday I was looking at. The one thing they have is I see like a few like religious like little statues and stuff and
Hmm.
like I said I sell that stuff all day long. People I that stuff sells for me. But they have like a million Hummels, Hummel dolls,
Oh boy.
Hummel plates, and I just my head. I know there's some Hummels that are worth something, and it very well could be like this looks like a little old lady's house,
Hmm.
but I just my. It's one of those things that's like I'll leave it for somebody else because my eyes glaze over, and I just like they have Hummel collector plates, but I bet there's other good stuff in this house. I might I'll probably go because not only I just to get out of the house, like I'm just trying to get myself into a groove. Like I don't need to buy anything, but I need to get myself into a groove. Mm.
Me too. Well, that's all I got.
All right. Yeah, me too.
All right, y'all. We will see you next week
Yep.
with an update, and hopefully I can update you on the thing that Resalt Ride did. I don't want to spoil it before their video comes out. Hopefully I can
Yeah,
update you
hopefully
guys,
it
and
comes out this in the week
yeah, it
this
should.
week.
As far as I know, it should.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
yeah, if you guys have topics for us, let us know. We appreciate your comments. Leave them down below.
Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye.